Hey Canucks fans, thanks for waiting. Another tough loss for our team, a 5-2 loss to the Montreal Canadiens. I'm Clay Emo. I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the good-looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary postgame live stream on a night where Montreal Canadiens, they take 2 out of 3 from Vancouver. Canucks dropped to 2-5 on the season. That's not good. And I'm glad that you're here. So I've appointed a couple of you as moderators. You guys know because it should be there, and I didn't want to make too many moderators, so we'll see what happens. I will trust the mods to do their job. Moderators, don't go too crazy. Use your judgment, of course, just to make things go smoother. And I will be answering questions only. Not yet, though. Not yet. So if you're asking questions, I will tell you when I will start doing that. It's after my intro because I want to stay up to date, and then if I have to loop back, I will. So I'll read all this later, but I'm not going to answer any of those yet. Before I say this, I invite you to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I invite you to like this video. If you like the fact that we can gather, you might not like the Canucks, the result of tonight's game. And as always, I say this: no matter where you're watching, whether you're in Steveston, Richmond, like me, in the city, in the province, in the country, on the continent, or around the world, I thank you for joining me, and I certainly do not take you for granted. And yeah, this one will be interesting because it's early. It's 7 o'clock. We'll go for our 45 minutes, and then you'll have the rest of your evening in front of you. So as of now, I will answer questions, and I'll read out nice remarks and compliments to me. Okay, here we go. A lot of people in here. Smo, please watch your language, please. That would be great. Okay. And Karan, I'm not going to be doing requests to say stuff. You can say it yourself. Okay, so there's a couple of you that are mods, Dexter and Arso, guys that have been here for a while. And those of you that have offered to be a mod and I haven't said yes yet, don't worry. Oh, I just realized I'm using the wrong camera too. Give me a second. Let me see if I can switch this real quick. I know this is... Let's see if this works. I may have to switch my angle a bit. Yeah, I think... Okay, let me just adjust this real quick. Okay, I like that camera better. Okay, thanks for waiting for me there. And yes, I've appointed you a couple of you mods, and if I need more, I'll need more. But let's go with who we have for today. So again, I will look for questions only, and I know there's a lot of frustration right now. Fangirl, hey Clay, what are your thoughts on PD's goal? I'm glad that he got one. I was a little bit afraid that they would call it back actually for being a high stick, but no, I'm glad for him, and hopefully that he gets some confidence. But he had a very uneven game once again today, so hopefully it's the start of good things to come. Tom says, should we lose for Owen Powers? I did look up draft rankings, and it looks like yes, Hughes and Powers are indeed the consensus 1-2 right now. And I've always said, if you guys have followed me for a while, I've always said I don't believe in tanking. I don't think it works. There's no guarantee. And any, I think, respectable professional would not want to do it. So no. Luke, did you like the fight? Depends what you mean by like it, Luke. Good question. I didn't mind it. I knew it was going to happen. And that's the way it should be. They fought. No one got hurt in the fight. And then nothing happened after. Like there wasn't any dirty stuff against Tyler Myers. So I thought that's what's supposed to happen. It'd be different maybe if Armia was playing. Maybe Armia would be the one to fight Myers, but Edmonton stepped up, and it was fine after that. There wasn't anything dirty. And I think people know that Myers, it probably looked worse than it. Well, it's bad that Armia has a concussion. I think it probably looked worse than it was from a standpoint of Myers' intention. Mateo, hey Clay, how do you feel about Pettersson's goal? Getting it on the sheet, I love it. I think hopefully it's a sign of things to come. Mateo, how do you feel about Myers and Edmonton dropping the gloves? Yeah, Mateo, I just saw that. I mean, I just answered it before I read your comment, but I thought it was right and it was the proper thing to do. Hello from Sweden, says Robert. Hello, Robert. Thanks for being here all the way from across the globe. Shai's offering to be a mod. Thank you, Shai. Yeah, thank you. I'm going to see how I do. I only have 2 or 3 right now, but if I need more, I definitely have you in mind. I have a couple other people in mind as well. Shai, I appreciate that. And I appreciate that. I think you missed a couple streams, which is fine. I'm glad that you are back, but I do appreciate, there's a few people I have in mind for sure, but we might not need them. we started to need them less, but we might only need 2 or 3. But I know there's nothing wrong with having a couple. So thank you for that offer, Shai. I'll get back to you for sure. Arjun says, why did they get Myers? Yeah, 5 more years at 5 years at $6 million. It's a lot of money. Cristiano's not happy. Fire Benning and Green. Yeah, I said if I had to pick one, I'd say I'd get rid of Benning over Green, but I'm not saying that you need to fire either of them right now. Okay, I'll say this, and I'll say this at the end. I wanted Vancouver to win 2 out of 3. They only won 1 out of 3, so they're 2-6 instead, 2-5 instead of 3-4. I still want them to win 2 out of 3 against Ottawa. Now, if you do that, and I'm not saying that's a guarantee, then now you're 4-6. That's not great, but it's not brutal. If they can somehow sweep Ottawa, which again, I don't expect. It's hard to win 3 games from a team, but if they do that, then we're at 5-5 again, but we have to be realistic as well. Infinite says, hey Clay, Canucks are starting to show some progress today. Tough spot to be in now, but what do you tell the players to keep their heads in the game and the systems to get out of this? Yeah, I can say, look, for those 5 minutes, we dominated the Montreal Canadiens. I know it sounds silly. It's only 5 minutes, but they showed a lot of resolve, a lot of guts in character in coming back to tie that game when it seemed like everything was going against them. But yeah, turnovers, they got to fix that. And it's the best players that are doing a lot of the mistakes too. Hughes, Horvat, Pettersson, Miller. That's got to be better for sure. Tyson not very happy today. Pekka's not very happy either. Jaskrin says, Clay, for me, the screen is all green. Maybe reset, Jaskrin, because I think everyone else can see me, for better or for worse. By the way, it's awesome that there are almost 100 of you in here. Thank you. And if you are in here, give this video a like. So, just that we can support each other if you want. But thanks. I appreciate that all of you guys are here. Yeah, Jasker, I'm not sure why the screen is green for you. That's too bad. But I think it's okay for everyone else. I know it's okay for mine as well. Some good comments about PD. Harshan's not feeling it. Sean BC not feeling it. Ray Bro, how good is it for PD to get the monkey off his back? It feels great for me. I'm sure it feels awesome for him. Hey, Cristiano. Hey, Clay. Should Benning and Green get fired? I would not. For Travis Green, I wouldn't look at it until another 3 or 4 games. You don't want too much of the season to slide. But let's see how they do against Ottawa. For Benning, I'd fire Benning before I'd fire Green, because Benning is the guy who's doing the signing, the drafting, the free agency, the contracts. And Green can only coach with who he's got. Jacob, thoughts on the review of the offside goal? It sounds like the play that they made the right call, because it was kind of weird how Tatar, they're saying that he didn't have possession, or at least he didn't touch the puck. Right, the puck entered the zone as the other Canadiens player hadn't exited, but by the time the Canadiens player did exit, then Tatar touched it again. So it's that thing where if you push it ahead of you, technically it gives people, your teammates, a chance to tag up. Hope that makes sense. Gmon, Clay, who goes first, Green or Benning? Benning, if I had to pick one of them. The dude, thoughts on Jordy Benn's first game? I thought he was okay. I definitely think he skated himself into trouble a few times in the corner, but I think that's understandable with his first game back. I thought he was okay. I'm not sure what his stat line was, what Jordy Benn's stat line was today. Let's see it. Ben was 15 minutes, 1 assist, +1, 3 blocks. So I'd say that's a pretty good game actually for Ben. Edmund, I also think that goaltending is an issue, and you think Demko to step up more than Holtby. I just want one of them to step up. I've said this many times, you guys. I'm not blaming. We're at 100 viewers, which is awesome. Thanks everyone. I'm not blaming the goaltenders, but they haven't helped, if that makes sense. They haven't made a save to save the game yet, but they haven't let in any really bad goals. So it's kind of a tricky one. I don't think they're the issue, but you do want them to be a little bit better as well. Edmund, Pearson has been invisible. Yeah, I agree with that. Fangirl, what was our biggest downfall this game? Turnovers, once again. turnovers once again. Will they practice tomorrow? Michael, I'm not sure. They probably should, especially because they're playing against a new team on Monday in Ottawa. So I think they should practice tomorrow and then have an optional game day skate of the day, or they take tomorrow off and they practice on the day of the game. But it doesn't make sense to do that. I think they should practice tomorrow. I really do. Inferno Clay, thoughts on McEwen getting back to the lineup? He didn't do much. 9 minutes of ice time. I guess he had 4 hits. I did notice he was hitting, but no other noticeable stats. Maestro, which defenseman should the Canucks go for? Do you mean from other teams? So tough to say because I'm not sure if any other teams are going to give up their defenseman right now. Max, should we begin another rebuild? No, we just came out of a rebuild, and Pettersson and Hughes single-handedly sped up the rebuild last year. So I don't think it's a rebuild. I think, though, there's a chance to rid ourselves of some contracts. So I wouldn't call that a rebuild next year, but I definitely think that our team's going to look a lot different next year when you think of some of the contracts that will come off the books. Mateo Clay, how did you think Horvat performed? Up and down. He was a -3. He did get that assist. Just seeing his other stats here. Yeah, 1 assist, -3, 2 shots. No, sorry, 1 shot. I did like the way that he stood up, for Holtby. He didn't pummel Toffoli. He didn't need to. That wasn't his job, but he kind of made sure that Toffoli knew that he was there after Toffoli ran into Holtby. But of course, there was a Hughes assist on that. Xavier Clay, how can we improve the situation with our defense? They turn over the puck way too often. Yeah, Xavier, it's not the defense. Yes, it is the defense, but it's the forwards too. The whole team's got to be better. Nux fan, hey Clay, I saw between periods there's a NWHL league. Now does Vancouver have plans for a team? Not that I know of. Mateo, do you think Holtby played well? No, I don't think he played reasonably well. I don't think he played poor. He just played average. But when you think about it, did Holtby make any amazing saves? No. Would you like him to make a save on one of the 4 goals that got by him? Maybe. So it's one of those where I'm not blaming him, but he didn't help us win. If that makes sense. If that makes sense. Ethan, do the Canucks need to bench Myers and teach him a lesson? He was brutal tonight. Yeah, it's tough. -4 is not good, and it's not like his part is because of his playing partner Juolevi, because Juolevi was a -1. Of course, Juolevi only played 13 minutes. Myers played 19 minutes, so that's a big difference as well. Clay, when is your of launching? I'm not sure what that means, Ben. Can you type that again? Nahal, when will the Canucks use the black skate jersey this season? I don't know if they will, or if that's a good question, because they wore their other ones, their new ones from last year today, but not the black skate. Shai says, I did miss a couple, but I'm glad I had lots of homework. No, that's fine. But I don't do it on Sundays anymore. I meant like since the season started, but that's fine. School is always the priority. Fangirl offering to mod. Thanks, Fangirl. I'm aware of that. Thank you. Raybro, who would you say is at fault for the Canucks? I don't think there's one player that you could say. I think collectively they're simply not disciplined enough right now. Lone Star, Dallas looked 1,000 times more ready for the season last night, coming in late. Why are the Canucks so behind the curve? Yeah, they haven't looked good. And I also made a point in my vlog today that the Canucks are the only team that, as of Thursday night, had played 6 games in 9 nights. That's not an excuse, but it's the truth. But they don't get a 2-day gap between games for 2 more weeks. Noah, what do you think of Juolevi, Clay? I thought he played pretty well. Unfortunately, he hit the post instead of getting his first goal. Yeah, I thought Juolevi played well. I did not mind that goal against. I know it may have went off his stick when Perry was trying to pass it across the crease, but Juolevi showed a lot of hustle trying to get back. And yeah, he 2 inches the other way, and he would have scored his first goal. So I thought he was good. The thing I noticed about Juolevi too is he makes a pretty good first pass out of the zone. Many times he went up the boards or across ice, and I think he does some really good passing. So that's something I want to concentrate positively on Juolevi. Leonard, effort and hard work from all lines reflect a team that is brought in the coach's system. Are you seeing effort and hard work? Have they turned on Green? No, Leonard, I don't think they've turned on Green, but It's not even effort and hard work. I think it's just mental lapses more than anything. What do you think Pettersson Canucks have to do to get PD going? Says Brendan. Brendan, I don't know if you do anything systems-wise. You just keep feeding him puck and let him, I think I forgot a word there, keep feeding him the puck, and you let him shoot himself out of this, score himself, assist himself out of his slump. I saw signs tonight. I did see some concerning things, though, some turnovers, that bad one where he fell, but I saw some good things as well. Overheated Igloo. I like that. Do you think the Dubois-Laine trade makes our future matches against the Jets a little easier? No, I think it's a wash. They're pretty much equal impact players. Now Winnipeg's a bit stronger down the middle and a bit weaker along the wing, but I don't think it's going to make a substantial difference. Great question, but I don't think it's going to be a substantial difference. Clay, why was Gaudette? Did he fall asleep streaming again? I did not know that story. If he fell asleep, that's funny. Gmod says, Clay, you do good work. Thank you, Gmod. I appreciate that. Tyson, I won't say the word you use, but I like the video because Clay is not our word like the Canucks are. Well, Tyson, you can compliment me without maybe insulting some people, but thank you for the compliment. What happened with the offside call? Rios, when the Montreal Canadiens, Tatar, I think, pushed the puck in, a Montreal Canadiens player was offside, but he was able to tag up and become onside before Tatar touched the puck again. So picture this. Tatar basically pushed the puck in. It was a very smart play. Gave his player a chance to tag up, and then Tatar touched the puck again. It happened so fast, though. But yes, that's why it was not offside. Petter Hughes. I made Petter Hughes one of my mods, and I made Arso and Dexter. I think I only did 3. That's all I need for now. So thanks, you guys. I appreciate that. And I appreciate the other people that offered. The Canucks didn't have many turnovers. Yeah, they were so strong in the bubble, especially for the playoffs. So it might be a matter of some new players, but it's not really. Actually, Schmidt gives the puck away a lot as well. But there's some of our key players are making the turnovers as well. Tyson not happy. Beastie, Clay, Habs fan. What's your take on the Galley goal? I'm not biased, but just here and say stream up, straight up. It was offside. Yeah, I just explained that, Bestie. I explained it. Of course, you asked that question first. It was because Tatar didn't touch the puck yet until his player got out of the zone. Good question, though. Really good question. Okay, I just skipped a bunch of messages from Sonny. Do you think we can make the playoffs with the defense and the goaltending the Canucks have? I do, but a lot of things have to go right. Oh, my friend Maddie is here. Royalty is indeed in the house. She is the Dallas heiress, a wonderful fashion lifestyle blog. You probably wonder why I read it, considering look at my style and look at my lifestyle. But yes, Maddie, I'm glad you're here. Maddie is a big Dallas Stars fan. We are best friends on Instagram. And Maddie, good on your Stars for the wonderful start to the season. Thanks for being here, Maddie. I really appreciate it. I still hope you're here to hear me acknowledge your message. So that's awesome. Thoughts on Pettersson, Rios? Up and down, up and down. Ben had an apple. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Oh, and see, the mods are it's good. The mods are doing some work. That came out the wrong way. I know the mods are going to do work, but you guys are making them work if you say something silly. Remember, doesn't matter. I'm a Christian, I'm a Catholic. Just no swearing, nothing racist, nothing sexist, nothing just kind of offensive. That's my main thing. You can disagree with me, disagree with people in there. You can fire green, fire betting all you want, but let's keep it respectful, please. Thank you. Both the goalies evenly bad, Clay, says Rios. Yeah, they haven't been great. I'll say that for sure. What happened to Gaudette, says Max. I'm not sure. They might have just been going for a different look today. You guys, don't forget to put a question mark at the end of your comments if it's a question. That way I can easily see that it's a question. Clay, when should they give Brisebois a shot? Gmod, I'm not sure if they will, if they have guys like Ben and Yolevi ready to go. And remember, that's still without Hamnick and Chatfield. So Brisebois might be number 10 or 11. Leonard, do you think our defensive system is effective? For years, it feels like we relied heavily on Markey being Vezina quality, now exposed. Yeah, we're seeing how much Markey did bail us out. And every time I talk about Holtby and Demko not doing that yet, yeah, you can compare it to what Markey did last season. So I do think we give up the middle of the ice a lot. That's for sure. I noticed that throughout the years. And I noticed that our forwards make a lot of turnovers as well. Nahal, do you still think that we'll make the playoffs? I have to be optimistic. I mean, I don't have to be. I do think they can. Maybe not as high as third as what I predicted originally, but maybe in fourth. But they got to get going for sure. Tom, Clay, do you think this team doesn't care about the game anymore? No, I would never say that, Tom. When you're led by guys like Horvat and I think Pettersson, who really care and who show that they care, Miller, no, I don't think it's a matter of not trying or not caring. I think they're not sharp though, that's for sure. Truds, Clay, why do the Canucks keep trying cross-ice passes in their own zone? Yeah, not smart. I don't know why. That's lack of confidence or overconfidence. For sure. Mr. Ralphie says Hoglander is skating very well. Oh, I just heard myself talk for a second. That was weird. Nux, if you need another mod, I'm here, especially nowadays. I'll be joining the streams after every post-game. Awesome. Yeah, so between Nux, Fangirl, and Shy, I know there's a few others that I can rely on if I need them. I really appreciate that. Thanks, everyone. And don't be offended that I didn't pick you for the first round. I just didn't think I needed 5 or 6 right away. But I appreciate that. Clay, do you think Holtby is past his prime? Reaction Club? Yeah, maybe. But it's not like he's completely fallen off the edge of the cliff. But yeah, if you call his prime when he won the Vezina and the Stanley Cup 3 years ago, then technically he is past his prime. Clay is so much more professional. It's different, but I like it. Not sure, Shy, what you're talking about there. I might have missed earlier comment. I'm not sure if you're talking about me or the look of the stream or the fact that I have mods or how good looking I am, but thank you. Petter Hughes. Oh, sorry. Protoman. Is there any hope of Vancouver sweeping Ottawa and getting to 500? That's the plan. I hope so. Petter Hughes. Hey, Clay, how do you think Laine will do under Tortorella? I think he'll be fine. I think Laine doesn't want to be known as a malcontent. I think he probably wants to show that he's worthy of being that number 2 pick. He probably wants to show that he's worthy of being that pick ahead of Dubois. Dubois is probably hitting the same motivation in Winnipeg. I actually think Laine will be okay under Tortorella. Ethan, hey, Clay, do you think the Canucks should expose Myers in the expansion draft and try and dump him on Seattle? Well, I'm not sure if it's going to be an intentional dump, but yeah, I could see Myers being exposed for sure. That doesn't mean Seattle's going to take him, of course, and a $6 million contract. Peter, you happy PD lit up? Yeah, I'm happy he scored for sure, but a lot of up and down in his game still. If the Canucks lose the Ottawa series, will Green or Benning be fired? Sammy, I think that's not out of the realm of possibility. I don't think both of them, but let's say the Canucks, if they drop all 3 and they start off 2-8, oh yeah, I think there's going to be some changes for sure. Raybro, will we see Miller be utilized as a 2C? Not sure if you do that, because then who do you bump? Do you move Horvat or Pettersson down to the 3C, or do you move one of them to the wing? It's not going to be Horvat. I don't think it's going to be Pettersson. So I think you got to keep Miller on the. But Miller, he had a great first game back, but he's been rough a little since then. Arso, hey Clay, how are you? I'm great, thank you. Hope he's okay. But the puck, I just don't think it's fault, but he doesn't look very good. Yeah, Arso, I agree with all of that. Joshua, how much is Green to blame for Canucks' slow start? Or is COVID season, no fans, no preseason, and the fact they played so many games in a few days, no practices, or will Canucks make changes? Joshua, all good questions. I'm not going to blame COVID. Every team has that. I'm not going to blame Travis Green. I actually think lack of practice time, though, is a big factor, especially with a bunch of new players. Practical guy, Clay, do you think the line juggling helped or hindered the team through the game? I did not like seeing the game start with Virtanen. Yeah, I don't like Virtanen playing with Pettersson at all. They simply shown the chemistry is not there. And I think they got back to, they got their 2 goals by going back to the, quote, old line. So I'd rather see those for sure. Avash, hey Clay, do you think a sweep against Ottawa must happen if the team wants to contend? Well, they got to take 2 out of 3. If they only take 1 out of 3 from Ottawa and you drop to 3-7, then it's going to be very tough. 4-6 is okay. 5-5 is a lot better. Noah, hey Clay, what's your prediction of the Sens Canucks 3-game series? I want to say the Canucks win all 3, but I think they can win 2 of the 3. Do you think his goal will bring PD out of a slump? Asked Nucks fan. I hope so. Reaction, do you think we need to get rid of some contracts and get better goaltending? It's very hard to get rid of contracts. They're going to have to happen naturally. The goaltending, I'm still going to give them a chance because I still think it can be a good combination. I really do. Can the Canucks turn this around, Clay? I hope so, says Fangirl. I hope so too, and I think they can, but they got to play a lot tighter. What do you think about the Laine trade? Avash, good question. Originally, I thought Columbus won the trade because I think Laine is a tiny bit more of a dynamic player than Dubois. I realized Dubois is a center. Then Winnipeg still has to pay 26% of the salary. I get all that. So I thought that Columbus won the trade. But then I thought Winnipeg, now they're so deep down the middle. The third-round draft pick, you never know how that's going to turn out. So, and you have Dubois under contract for another year. So I think both teams did well. Is one of those trades where both teams should benefit from it. Great question. Shy, Clay, do you like these lines or do you prefer the others? I got my all caps text. Okay, I did see it. Still no question mark, Shy, but that's okay. I'm just bugging you. No, I didn't like the lines. I want to go back to the originals, and that's how they scored their 2 goals. My show, do you think Canucks should play Eriksson to help the penalty kill? Tonight wasn't an issue. They killed off all 3 of the Habs power play opportunities, so maybe not as urgent now. Shy, he fell asleep streaming. I did not know that. Shy, no, I just made that up. Okay. Not lefty. I agree. Levy made some good outlet passes. That's good, Rome. Yes, I agree with that for sure. Do you think... Oh, I just skipped a couple. Sorry, guys. Why do we play a bunch of back-to-back? Yeah, it's weird that we have the most games so far. I don't know, Cristiano. Shy, what happens when you become a mod? Basically, you get a little wrench that appears beside your name, and you have the ability, the permission to delete comments if they're inappropriate, and to actually, I don't know if mods can ban people from the channel, but they can delete comments, which is the biggest thing, especially if the streams get bigger and more out of control. Generally, I'm not just saying this, generally the people in these streams and my streams are very, very controlled. They're very good. And that's why I've gotten so far along without needing mods. But there are a couple comments in Thursday stream that I didn't like, so I thought, and many people have offered, so that's it. And the mods, I also have to trust them that they don't go trigger happy. Oh, sorry, that's a bad term. That they don't go crazy and start deleting everything. Like, so you kind of have to have some judgment to be a mod. I know, and the people that I've asked so far, I trust to have that judgment. I hope that makes sense. Peter Hughes, Dexter, and Arcel. Noah, hey Clay, do you think Seattle Kraken will be a tough team like Vegas? I don't think they're going to be as good as quickly because I think opposing GMs learned their lesson in not making those side deals to protect players. Do you think Green will be fired? No, Samuel, I don't. Is Höglander considered a steal from the 2019 draft? Noah, I would say so, given that he was a second round pick. But again, you want usually out of 7 draft picks on average, 7 rounds, you want 2 guys to hit. So if Podkolzin and Höglander both hit, then I think that's an excellent draft for. But the fact that he's got 3 points already, I think 2 goals and assists in 7 games, I think that's a great start for him. Rios, are you going to watch McGregor versus Poirier? Yes, my son Sean and I have been talking about that. I'm sure we'll find a stream or I'll go find it in a little bit. That's the beautiful thing about those early games. I still got to eat my dinner, and then I'm sure we'll find that. Do you believe in analytical stats as a super big part for determining a player's value? Ray, bro, I do. I don't understand all the stats, but I do understand why there's such importance in them. And I'm always being a proponent of it's got to have both. The eye test counts for certain things, but the stats certainly back things up, especially when it comes to arbitration, contracts, and things. So no, I do believe in analytical stats, but I'm not a big stats nerd, or I just don't know them as well as many other people do. Great question, Raybro. Maestro, what are the chances Seattle making the Stanley Cup Finals in the first year? I'm going to say slim to none, just because what I just said. I don't think they're going to be able to build as good a team as Vegas did so fast. Are we better than Detroit, Tayyab? I sure hope so. Jogpile not happy. Nux fan, we appreciate you taking the time away from your family to do the stream and entertain us. Well, I think entertaining might be a bit of a stretch, but yeah, my family's really good. But they know that this is a passion of mine, a hobby, but it's a passion of mine. And I've worked out a really good routine being at home, right? No, not a lot of bowling, not a lot of church, not a lot of activities. If it's a Canucks night, I study, and if it's no Canucks game, then I don't. Then I do study. I screw that up. If there's Canucks, I don't study. If there's no Canucks, I do study, and it works out. That means I'm studying 3 or 4 times a week for my masters, and that is perfect. By the way, I'm not sure if anyone saw my Twitter comment or if you follow me on Instagram. Speaking of family supporting, my son Sean to me said today, when you were little, Dad, people must have told you that you're fun and entertaining because that's why you think you are now, and we are the ones that have to suffer. So that was, I thought, pretty funny comment of Sean. What happened to playoff Demko? I think it has a lot to do with the team in front of him too. Do you think Canucks can still make the playoffs? Yes, Samuel, I do, but it's not going to be easy. Is Godobin still selling Aldi's lefty all around? I got to check. Rios, man, I had high hopes for Demmer off to a okay start. Demmer's just good under pressure, you could say. I think he's been slow, but the whole team's been slow to start. What's the problem with the Canucks defense? 3 straight games, 5+ goals. What's going on? Alvin, they're young. Some of the guys are young. They're inexperienced, but I think defense is a team game. It's goaltender, defense, and it's forwards. But the defense, I think Schmidt has not been as good as I thought he'd be. I still think he will be, but I think Schmidt and Hamonic have had taken a while to get started. Hey, Clay, do you think these last 2 games were fixed? Were fixed? What do you mean, Arjun? Like predetermined? No, of course not. Do you think these last 2 games were fixed? Pedersen especially. Arjun, ask me again. I'm not sure what you mean there. We got to take all 3 games against Ottawa if we want together in the playoffs. Well, I don't. You could still lose one of the 3 against Ottawa, be 4-6 and still make the playoffs, like eventually, but you're not making it any easier on yourself for sure. Do you agree with Kelly Rudy that Horvat should take Petey on a drive to make him calm himself? Avash, that was an interesting comment. I heard that. Like he said, take him to Squamish for 4 hours. I don't think it would do any harm. I'm not sure if they're like close that way where they would spend 4 hours together, but I have a feeling that Horvat will do captain-like things for sure. Any opinions on Virtanen going first line, Höglander going third line? Alex Wu didn't like it. Höglander, I think, is tougher on the puck. He works harder, and he's better finish than Virtanen. Hey, Clay, are you still waiting for the lacrosse goal? Also, Clay, I'm not offended. I think who you picked for mods, not who you picked. I think who you picked for mods are doing great. Yeah, no, I think many of you would be great. And no, I'm not expecting to see a lacrosse goal. It'd be cool, though. Noah, hi, Clay. Do you think Canucks will be able to sign a UFA in either Hamonic, Edler, or Ben in the offseason besides Hughes? I would not be surprised if they moved away from those guys, especially if the way this is going, and they'll try and sign a different UFA defenseman. But I don't know who's on the market right now. Lefty doesn't want me to mention Virtanen. Shai, the look of the stream, Clay, and the new cam. Thank you, Shai. I appreciate that. I was also thinking about making my camera window smaller and then putting stats or something in the background. But I know a lot of streamers do that. I'm not sure if I want to do that. We'll see. Not that you like staring at my face the whole time, but I will think about that as well. And by the way, 117 people in here. That's pretty cool. Thanks, everyone. For some reason, I thought Ben and Ulevi were the best defensemen throughout this game. Do you agree? NHL ace, you don't expect them to be the best, so the fact that they were solid, I think that's a win. Would I call them the best? I'm not sure. I mean, I'm worried about Hughes a little bit. He doesn't look right as well. Alfred, do you think Green utilized the coach's challenge on the Montreal goal because of the so-called offside play? Alfred, I'll answer it this way. I think at that point, that's the 4-2 goal, right? I think at that point, if it gets reversed 3-2, it looks like a really good coaching decision. But if it doesn't get reversed and you go shorthanded, you're probably not expecting to win the game at that point. So I had no problem with trying that at that point of the game because it did feel like it was slipping away. Shai, wait, since Benning is the GM, wouldn't he be safe because he can fire Green instead of who fires Benning? Who fires Benning? Aquilini, the owner, would fire Benning. Hell of a shot. Hey, Clay, if Jim Benning gets fired, who would you replace him with? I have to see who's out there. Admittedly, I'm not, because I never thought about Jim Benning getting fired. I don't know who's out there on the GM market. So sorry, hell of a shot, but that was a pretty poor answer. But I don't know who's out there right now. Lefty, do you think Louis Eriksson will be playing next game? I believe he will not. That is the answer. Yeah, I think you just answered your question. I don't think so. Because that would be for the penalty kill, and it was fine tonight. Do you think Gerard Gallant would be Canucks head coach if things don't work? He'd be good. I've always liked Gallant. Yeah, kind of annoying when we play against him, but I think he's a good coach. Ma, do you know how many games are played in each of these series? Sometimes it's a 2-game, sometimes it's a 3-game. I don't think there's a 4. That would be too much, but most of them are 2 or 3 game series, but there's a one-off here once in a while as well. Gavin, what is your top 4 teams for Canadian Division playoffs? Gavin, when the season started, I said it would be Toronto, Calgary, Vancouver, Montreal. And then I have Edmonton, Winnipeg, and Ottawa missing. That's what I said at the start of the season. Brandon, I don't think goaltending is the issue. I think it's a defense issue. That's fair, Brandon. Brandon, by the way, a good friend of mine. He's played, know him through ministry. I've talked to him before. He's played roller hockey for us a couple times in net. And he's a dead ringer for Jalen Chatfield because of his dark skin and facial hair. Tom, should we hire a new coach? Maybe Gerard Gallant or a Utica coach? No, not yet. Harshan, why are the Canucks having so many turnovers? Chemistry, lack of confidence, lack of sharpness. Forwards and D. Infinite, not a question, but I definitely appreciate the enthusiasm and positivity of your post-game streams, even after loss. A nice change from the normal toxicity. Yeah, and people, maybe it's the Montreal Canadiens or maybe we were just all good buddies, but we have 135 people in here after a loss, which was pretty impressive. Oh, Alfred, correction. Did you think Green utilized the coach's challenge well? I thought it was one he didn't need to challenge. Tough one, though. Yeah, like I said, I think he was trying to change momentum. Michael, when will the Canucks practice again, either tomorrow or Monday as a game day skate? Joshua, do you think Canucks would be better playing an old Pacific Division compared to North All Canadian because we know they tend to lose Canada games? Yeah, the Pacific with the three California teams and Arizona sounds pretty appealing right now. Sammy, is this the best Besser has looked since his rookie season? I still think he's got to learn how to pass. He passes like as hard as he shoots, and many plays end with his poor passing. But he's looking good. He's skating well, up and down a little bit. I want to see more consistency. But yeah, he definitely his shot has looked the best it's been in 4 years for sure, or 3 years. Thoughts on Perry tonight? I thought he was good. Yes, especially considering he's 35, and to think I'm 11 years older than him. Taya, pick your 3 stars for tonight. I presume that I'm allowed to pick Montreal Canadiens players too, right? Not just Canucks 3 stars. I don't know if I could come up with 3 stars. Well, everyone on, Drouin looked good. Toffoli looked good. I thought Anderson was impressive. So any of those guys, I think would be my stars. Travis Green said Gaudette was a healthy scratch. Good to know. Raybro said mods can also ban people. Thank you, Raybro. I appreciate that. Claire, Besser, Hoglander, and Horvat are best right now. Yeah, I think Hoglander's been good for sure. And Horvat has been good, of course, with his early goal scoring. He's just okay tonight. Mods can hide comments, time out people, and then hide them from the channel forever. Thank you for that, Rios. Pedersen, I see mods have the option to put user in timeout. I'm assuming that means banning people. Yeah, I don't know how long the timeout lasts for. Some people going at Harshan. Jogpal, are Habs really that good this year, or do we really suck? I think they're good, but I think we did not play well. Infinite says Hoglander was slated to be a late first rounder, so maybe don't call him a steal. NHL Ace, if Green gets fired, who would you want behind the bench? I like the idea of Gallant. Yeah, I like Gallant as well. I do. Temporary suspension from posting comments is not a permanent ban. That's the timeout. Gotcha. Thoughts on Myers? I haven't seen anything positive come from him. And the only thing I like about Myers' game is he is able to move the puck offensively, but defensively, it's been pretty bad. Shy Clay, are you moderated yet? You deserve it. Am I moderated it? What does that mean, Shy? See, I'm not very cool. What does moderated mean? Does that mean I have mods? No, because we've been talking about that already. I'm not sure what that means. Hi, Clay. How you doing? I'm fine, Harry. Hope you're doing well. Brutal game. Canucks have tried their best. I'm having dinner right now. Nice. I'm going to have mine in about 5 or 10 minutes. So how you doing? Do you think the Canucks would have a chance if the refs actually made some calls that Montreal got away with? No, I never blame the refs. How you doing? Any idea which Canuck is the best bowler? Leonard? No. That's a great question. I want to try and find that out. That's a great question. That was good. Harshin and Uhex going at each other. I'll let the mods take care of that. Is Myers a top 4 D-man? I don't know. We pay him like one, but he's not playing like one, if that makes sense. Do you think mental training improves players? I don't think it can hurt. Thoughts on Hoglander tonight? Harry, he tries really hard. I like him a lot. A good goal by him. That was a really good shift by the Horvat Hoglander Pearson line. Uhex and Harshin still going at each other. Jonah, do you think the Habs are the best team in the division? They're playing like it so far, but I did have Toronto as my number 1, and remember, it's still early. Clay, I like it how it is. If it gets too fancy, it takes away what we like from the stream, which is you talking constantly. Okay. Shy, no, I appreciate that feedback about not using any background like stats or sharing my screen or anything like that. Oh, Gabriel, that was the 3-2 goal. Thank you for clarifying that. AJ, I'm not sure I can take much more than this. I agree. Gordon, I don't get that rule. So you can push the puck over as long as it's not touching your stick, it's not offside. Yeah, in essence, they're basically saying that Tatar didn't have full control. So it's a smart play. We saw it happen last year as well. So as opposed to stick handling with the puck on your tape, if you're pushing it over, it's less of a control thing. Jacob, suggestion, Clay, is to possibly add the chat in the free space around the screen. And if you're using Streamlabs, there's already a widget available. Oh, I see. So to put the chat in the stream itself. Is that what you're saying, Jacob? Yeah, I'll think about that, actually. That's a good point. Okay, that's good to know. I appreciate that that feedback, Jacob, for sure. Okay, we're 3 minutes away, so I'm going to really rip through. I always try to get through everything, but then sometimes I don't because we're already at 42 minutes in, and I got dinner waiting for me. Jacob, no problem. Just come when you can. I appreciate you. Okay, I'm trying to look for questions real quick. Do you think the coaches abuse the coaches challenge? No, I think they use it, and it's good that there's a penalty put in if it's not right. So then you're just not doing it. Like Scatman, collab with Hockey Guy. I'll think about it. We don't really cross paths. We don't really talk. I think he does good work. I don't watch his stuff all the time, but I'll take that into consideration. Thank you. I think Besser has been great. What do you mean his pass is being good? The others just can't retrieve. Thoughts? No, Shy. You think of the 2-on-0 that Besser and Pettersson could have had. I think Besser's passes are really, really hard. And yes, you got to be a skilled player to retrieve them, but I just don't think he's got the best touch on his passes. Clay should do a Vancouver franchise mode for NHL 21. Why, you want to see me go 0-82 or whatever? Okay, I'm going to skip to the end. Leonard says, someone said, Leonard, great question, but now I can't find it. Sorry, guys. This is what happens when I take to... should we be worried right now? It says Owen. No, not yet. I'd be worried, though, if we don't do well against Ottawa, for sure. Go for dinner, bro. Your streams are awesome. Thanks, Jogpel. I will in a couple minutes. I'm almost there. Come on now. Okay. And last question, Noah. What other different NHL arenas have you been to, Clay, besides Rogers Arena? That is a great question to answer. Okay, I'll answer 2 questions. Shabad, what should the Canucks do for the next move? Play more disciplined. Noah, Owen, thank you for the $4 donation. I really appreciate that. Oh, good. Look. Oh, I messed up my stream. I got to move my viewers down. Okay, my viewer count. Thank you, Owen, for that $40 donation. I appreciate that. Should we be worried right now or no? I can't answer for you. I am not worried, but I need to see some really good progress against Ottawa for sure. Thank you for that. Okay, last answer, and then I will go. What arenas have I been to? So I have been to, obviously, Rogers Arena. I've been to the Calgary Saddle Dome, and it's crazy. When the Calgary Flames score, that flame shoots out from the top above the scoreboard, and it's warm. It's nice. So I've been to the Winnipeg Jets Arena, not to watch a game, though, but I had a tour inside there, which was cool. And I have not been to Edmonton or any of the other Toronto, Montreal. Oh, no, I've been to Ottawa. So I've been to the Ottawa one. So I haven't been to Toronto, Montreal, unfortunately. In the States, I have been... Actually, it's funny. For some of these arenas, I didn't watch a game, but I was there for like a conference, like a church conference. But I've watched a game in Vegas Golden Knights Arena. That was amazing. I've watched a game in Atlanta Thrashers when they had a team. And then I have been in all three LA arenas. San Jose, right? I was at the All-Star game. I've been to a conference in the Anaheim Convention Center. I mean where Anaheim plays, the Honda. There's a couple others that I've been to, but those are the ones off the top of my head. And I'm trying to think if I've been to anyone on the East Coast, like New York. No, I don't think I've been to any of the East Coast ones yet, which I would like to. Okay. That was kind of brutal because I was trying to go through the league, but maybe I'll come up with a better answer next time. We're at the 46-minute mark. You guys, I really appreciate you being here, especially after a loss. This is what I will say. I said they had to take 2 out of 3 from Montreal. I said they had to take 2 out of 3 from Ottawa, take 4 of the next 6. Well, they only won 1 out of 3 from Montreal, but they can get 4 out of 6 if they sweep the Senators. I'm not saying they're going to do so, but they got to win at least 2 out of 3, and then I got to cut. I got to stop moving my goalposts, I guess. But that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm going to the Thursday night game number 3, because my friend Marie is singing the anthems, and I will be her guest. So I'm looking forward to that. In the meantime, thanks a lot for sticking with me tonight. This is where, thanks to the mods out there for helping me out. Arcel, Dexter, and Petter Hughes, I think, were the 3 that I appointed for today. And I know I have some Nucks fans, Shy, and Fangirl, among others, who have offered to do it. So Maddie, you were here the whole time. Thank you. So hopefully, Maddie, you heard me at my shout out to the Dallas heiress. I appreciate you being here. Like you keep your promises. You said you were going to come in here, and you did. So thanks for that. I'll find you on Instagram a bit later. And thanks to all of you. So before I go, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Like this video. Like the fact that we were able to hang out tonight despite the loss. Like the fact that I'm going to go eat dinner now and maybe watch some UFC and watch some goofy Korean thriller movie before I go to bed. And then I have a Sunday full of church and studying tomorrow because no Canucks game. So that means I am studying. You guys, thank you. You know, I don't take it for granted. I appreciate you. And no matter where you are, subscribe, like, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. God bless, and go Canucks go.